Hey, good morning guys. Just thought I'd shoot a quick video of what I found. So I'm in this motor room here at the grocery store. So I want you to check out what I found here. I got half of my cases down in the sales floor. This is my rack C, which I had a problem with that the other day. I didn't get to film it, sorry about that. But this one here is my rack D. And I came up to here, it's completely dead. There's no power, control power. I checked my 480. I got power there, that's no problem. But what I did find is I found a trip breaker for my compressor 4. And I also found a trip control breaker for all my boards, all my control circuits. So what I did was I shut all my circuits down right here, turned them all off. Same thing with here, turned them all off, turned all my compressors off. I marked the compressor that's tripped so I won't accidentally turn that on. Here's all my boards. These are Comtrol boards. These are RO boards, relay output boards. They always have the toggle switches on the front of them for Comtrol. That's how you can manually turn on, off, put into auto on each of these relays. So all my lights are off on these boards. There's no lights on at all. Same thing with these. These are my AI boards, my analog input boards, and some digital. But all these lights are off too. No power because of my control breaker trip. So what I did was I went straight to my trip compressor, which is that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to come to this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the can and let's go see what's inside. Alright, got my can screws off. And then in here. I'm going to see if I can turn the light on right now. Give me a second. Alright, so I got my light on. So the first thing I do, you can smell. Right when I open up the can, you can smell an electrical short. That's a very distinct smell. So I'm just do a visual inspection. And I might have no power to this, by the way, so I'm just not sticking my hands here without knowing that there's no power. So, and then on the bottom there, you see that burn mark? Let me see if I can get a better visual of that. There's a burn mark right there, right on the screw. And that's 460 right there, or actually 240. So then I look, see here's the wire right here. Yeah, I don't know if you can get a good focus on that, but that thing arced right in there. It just rubbed and finally rubbed to bare copper. And it just arced it. Took out my control and took out the compressor. So I'm going to just double check to make sure the compressor is good. I'm going to repair this wire. And then I'll show you before I start it up. Okay, so I went ahead and did the repair, and I put one of these connectors on here. These are the connectors I love. All insulated. Cut my wire out, and it's all good now. So I'm just going to check the compressor and make sure it's not grounded out, and restart everything slowly. I'll show you all about that. Alright, I already checked the compressor. It's not grounded. So my windings are all closed. So this rack's only been off for a couple hours. I shut all my suction lines off at the toggle switches, so I don't have any return coming back because the vapor could have migrated down to liquid, or condensed down to liquid. So I'm going to go ahead and just start one compressor up slowly. And normally, if this compressor is if this has been off for several hours, then you would have liquid in your compressor, and this would be pretty cold. But right now we're at room temperature, so I think it's good on that. Also, in your header, you would have liquid building up in there because again, the vapor condenses down when it sits still, as condenses down into a liquid. So if you were to turn this on, you would have liquid rushing into your compressor, and that wouldn't be good for your compressor. So this has only been down for like an hour, so we should be good. I'm just going to go ahead and start one up, see how that runs. I'm going to go ahead and turn my control circuit back on. Let me reset it. It's tripping. So let me check the ground and see, or maybe my contactor might be too bad. I mean, my breaker might be too bad. All right, let me double check this. All right, that is kind of weird. I did check it. My breaker, when I took off the wires, my breaker had nothing to ground. My breaker didn't trip again. So then I put the wires back and it didn't trip. So now I have a feeling this is going bad. So I'm going to be replacing this later on because I don't want that to accidentally trip again. So I got my power on there. I got a 208 on there. Let me double check that. Put my leads on, and I got 209.5. So now, which means I got my boards lit up. See, all my boards are lit up, and I got my analog input boards lit up. So all my boards are lit up. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on one compressor, like I said. There you go. Nice and smooth. Don't hear anything. So right now I have all that. So it's just pumping what's in the suction header. That's just that whole long, for you new guys, all the way down. It's just pumping everything out of that suction header. Actually, there's a split right there. I'll go around the other side so you can see it. And one compressor controls. There's two suction groups on here. So this is my bypass right here to combine both of these headers. And right now we have it off because we are controlling two separate suction headers off of these transducers here. So each header has its own transducer. So these three compressors here are running this suction header, and you got these three compressors here running this suction header. So right now that one compressor just pumped down this side of my suction header. So now I got to turn on number 4, but which is number 1 on this suction header, and I have that one repaired, but I still want to do something to the wiring so it won't rub out again. But I'm going to turn on my second compressor for this suction header and get that up and running. So, and then I'm going to open up a circuit one by one, because you don't want to turn them all on at once, because what if you got liquid in one of these? So you just want to turn it on one by one. And if we do got liquid in there, then I'll show you how we can take care of that. But let me turn on this compressor here, which is this breaker here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll turn that one on. Get that pulled in. Sounds good. Okay, it just shut off right now because it already pumped all my vapor out of there. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn on a circuit. So I'm going to turn on D1 for my circuit on this compressor. Pressure's building up. It'll turn on in a minute. And then there it goes. Okay, that's my second compressor. So this compressor is turned on. So I've got one circuit on, and I'm going to leave that on for a while. In case there's any liquid, I can just use that one compressor to pump everything out. And it'll also, if there's any liquid in any of these compressors, it pumps out all the liquid. It starts evaporating the liquid out of these compressors with just that one compressor running. So let me turn on the circuit for this side. Which would be D13. Yeah, D13. I'll turn that one on. So that way we can get this going. So this is my D13. Alright, I'm just going to keep doing that. If I run into any issues, I don't want to bore you guys by turning them on all. But now, basically what's going on is that I have to turn it on slowly, one circuit at a time. Let it run for a while. Because if I don't do that and I just start turning them all on, I could flood out my compressors and liquid will hit the valves and then I destroy a compressor. So I gotta turn it on slowly one by one. And real quick, if this was off for like 4 or 5 hours and I had liquid migrating back, then I would turn off my ball valves here on all my ball valves, and then I'll get my liquid hose, I'll get my hose and hook it up here to my Schrader and bring it down to here on my suction, and I'll start bleeding it in. I'll start controlling that liquid through that hose, so it won't come and rush out and flood out one of my compressors and damage it. So it's a slow bleed through until I get all my liquid out. And I usually use a sight glass for that, like all my gauges. And I just let it go until I see no more liquid, and then I can slowly open up my valve and let that run for a while, just in case there's more liquid trapped down by the cases. So I let that run for a while, and then I do the same thing to this one, so on and so forth, until I go all the way down. So it is a long process to start up when you have liquid in your headers or in your lines. But if you don't, it's a little bit faster, but you still got to be slow about it. You don't want to just start slamming everything on. Alright, I'll show you guys when it's all up and running. Alright, also, this is my E2 controller, my Einstein 2 controller. It's rack D and rack E. E2, this is controller number 2. So this controls 3 suction groups. So you got, zoom in here, you can see that. So that's going to be my air conditioning rack, which is this rack right here. This is my rack E, the Echo, my AC rack. So right now that's not running, that's why it's already pumped down. So okay, so this one here is my medium temp rack D as in David. That's my plus 15. That's one of the suction groups I was talking about. That's my refrigerant, R404A. That's my current suction pressure right there, 52. That's my suction set point, 50. So it's maintaining around there. But remember, I only have 2 or 3 circuits on. So, and then this is my other suction group, plus 20. Again, 404, and that's what I'm at, is 31. So I'm below my set point. So I can turn on another circuit right now, but again, I'm doing this slow. So I just thought I'd show you my suction groups on this. And also, let me back out one here. Let me go to my circuits. I hit menu, by the way. So I go to circuits, which is number 3. And then so there's my plus 15 float. We'll talk about that another day. Another plus 20 float. So these are all my circuits. So you can see that they are pretty high right now compared to, remember, these are my current temperatures right now, and these are all my set points. So they are running pretty high. So there's 25 circuits here. I'm sure there's a couple of them that are not being used, so maybe like 27. Actually, I'm sorry, 23 circuits. So that I gotta turn on. So right now, I'm at 6 of them I already turned on. So Alright, I'll show you again once we're done. I'll show you what happens at the end. Alright, I also want to show you one more thing here. Under circuits here. So I'm going to go to 3 again. And then I noticed that there are some cases that are defrosting right now. They don't need to be on defrost right now. So I'm going to take them out of defrost. And so how to do that is I highlight my circuit and I go into it, and then I go ahead and I hit enter, and then I go down to manual defrost, and then it says no action, so I want to go to lookup, which is my F4, and then I want to go to either defrost or, so that's if I want to force it on, but I want to turn it off, so I want to end manual defrost. Enter that, and then I have it there, and then I'm going to enter it again. So now I'm back into refrigeration. So I'll show you that on the next one more time, real quick. Go into it, notice it's in defrost, hit enter. Go down to manual defrost, go to my F4, and I go all the way down to my end, and you hit enter. And then it's there, and then you hit enter one more time, and we're back in the refrigeration. So, well, you know, guys, that's how you take it out of defrost on any two controller. Okay, just turned all of my compressors are on, except for this one. I still gotta go get a zip tie for the wires. All my circuits, these are obsolete circuits here that are cased like this. But all my circuits are on, all these are on, and then it continues over here. So all these circuits are on as well. So I got all those on, so let's go to the controller. So what I did was I manually turned off this compressor so it won't be called for. So now I got these two compressors that are calling for it. So I can show you how to do that real quick to manually turn it off. I'll show you how to manually turn it off. So you just highlight it. You can, whenever you see blue on an E2 controller, that means it's overridden. Somebody overrode that manually. So you highlight it. See how I just highlighted that? I hit enter, and then I bring up my override screen and I hit enter on that, and it says in override. Right now it says yes, but to take it off I just type in no. Okay, and then I go hit enter, and then I could just leave that alone, and I hit enter again. So now it just took off my override. See, the blue's gone. So, but I don't want it on because I don't want it to be called for. So I'm going to go back on it, hit enter, go to override, enter. Now I type in yes, or I can just hit the Y button, and it automatically spells yes out. Hit enter, enter. Now where it says override value, it says nothing here. So I'm going to type in off, O-F-F, enter. Now it's highlighted in blue, so it means it's not going to come on. Alright, so that's how you do that. So right now I have all my compressors on. My suction is at 49 PSI. My set point 55. I'm going to back out of this one here. I'm going to hit this back button. That brings me out to my suction group. I'm going to take a look at my other one. I'm at 48. Set point 50. I got compressor and unloaders on. So I got two compressors on and one unloader on, and then this compressor is off right now because it doesn't need it. It's maintaining. Alright, so now let's go over to my circuits. I'm going to hit menu. I'm going to hit 3. And then all my circuits. See, now I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to my set points on all these. So So except for that one there, that's my produce prep. And yeah, so all my temps are coming down. There's still some that are a little high, but I just turned those on, so those will be coming down as well. Alright, so everything's up and running. One last thing I'll record is the completion of that compressor there, and that is it. Okay, went ahead and took it out of override, compressor, got it all buttoned up, so now it's not going to be rubbing on. Just tighten that up. Gonna put the cover on. I just got this 11 this morning. Seems to be working okay. I like it. So far so good. So again, it's only a few days old, so the two tests is down the road. What I liked about it was, check this out. I just flipped it around. So what I do like about it, it has a straighter core remover. You have a straighter core remover on there already, and the cool thing is, in case that straighter core breaks, it has an extractor right here. And believe me, I needed those plenty of times. So we'll see how that works out. So, alright, so I tightened that up. I reset my breaker. Took the tape off. Turn it on. Got my rack running 100%. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Sorry it was a little long. But like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next service call. Thanks.